independent oil analyst Kamel Al-Harami, a specialist in the Kuwaiti oil industry and a former president of Kuwait, the retail arm of the Kuwait Petroleum company. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio. Now, I followed OPEC for many years, in fact, almost a decade, and there's always these agreements. Ali Al-Naimi yesterday saying this is the worst meeting he's had in over 2 decades. Is this just because he didn't get his way?
No, because they didn't have consensus, they didn't have the team, and they have some new ministers. So he really, Naimi, when he says it was the worst meeting, it was the worst meeting because he did not have his team, the team that he used to manage.
What that used to support him, because yes, I've always understood that basically OPEC, they go into the meeting and no one really agrees. It's very rare that you have a complete consensus, but then they negotiate and they have a united front at the very end.
Yeah, but I think this time it was a last minute meeting. They did not know what to do. They had new oil ministers. 2 of them were, maybe you could say it is illegitimate, or one of them was from Libya. You don't know whether internationally recognize him or otherwise. So he did not have, the team wasn't there, and they did not have time to do anything. So, you know, the 7 voted against him.
But does this put the cartel into question? It's just politics, isn't it, at the end of the day? Because actually Saudi Arabia is the only country that can put more production on the markets anyway.
Absolutely. I think maybe this is a good thing for OPEC or for Saudi Arabia to go and produce as much as it can, along with Kuwait, Emirates and Qatar. Between themselves, maybe they have a capacity to produce about 5 to 6 million barrels per day. So I don't see any problem here.
No,
really.
that's what exactly I was going to ask you, because the market reacted. The oil price went up because they have no decision. But in terms of concrete terms, production will be increased by Saudi Arabia anyway.
Absolutely, you're correct. Yes, that's right. Saudi Arabia plus Kuwait, Emirates and Qatar, between themselves, they have 2.5 million barrels per production. So that's an additional capacity to be added to the Saudi. So I think this time we can call it's a free for all, so everybody can overproduce. Now the 7 members that did not agree to the increase, they were already increasing their production anyways.
So it was a political statement, was it not, to show the world that what they just strongly disagreed?
That's right, yes. Very, very slow. That was his message, that this is the worst meeting, but I am going to produce as much as I can.
By myself. So does it have any consequences for OPEC as a cartel?
Not at all, not at all. It's, you know, it used to happen that in the past. And I think when they have their next meeting, I think in September, I think they will reach a consensus again.
But actually politically again, is it a big win for Hugo Chavez of Venezuela?
I don't think so. It was a big win for any of the OPEC members. When you have a meeting that it failed the meeting, it's a failure for them, for all of them. They could have compromised, but I don't think so. You know, any of them really won from this meeting.
In terms of what we're expecting for the future, Kamel, what happens? Are we going to see less OPEC meetings just because now that it's a free-for-all, as you say, Saudi Arabia will increase production when it needs to, Kuwait will do the same, and actually they'll just meet a little bit less? Absolutely.
That was the case. I mean, this year they only met once. So OPEC, it seems to me that Saudi Arabia is still controlling the market. So regardless what happens, that's right, yes. Yeah. They have the spare capacity. However, we should not forget the role of the speculators. Yeah. They are really heating the oil prices up.